Honorable members, on page 1, if there are any issue or issues or observations. We move to page 2. Page 1, Woolley West, Woolley East.
Yes, thank you. Just a little one. On the motion, line 2, what I remember is service passport holders. What is here is services. So we just remove the S to make it service passport holders. You've seen it?
Yes. Honorable members, are you following? On the second line, it's services. Instead of services, it should be service. So you remove the S. Any other observation on? He is proposing that wherever it is, it should be deemed to have been amended. On page 2. Page 3. Any other on page 2, on page 3? Page 4. Member for Woolley East.
Yes, page 4, on the variation, the last line, Gambians abroad to move this motion. I believe it should be his motion. His motion instead of this motion.
Honorable members, on variation of the order paper, order 14.3, the first paragraph, last line, Gambians are brought to move this motion. He is proposing to replace this with his motion. Are you following, honorable members? All right, any order on page 4? Page 5. Member for Woolley East.
Yes, page 5, on the end of debate, that paragraph, there is a question put and agreed to. I think it's one question. So we just say, we remove the S on that question. Question put and agreed to, instead of questions. You see it? You've seen it?
Yes, on the questions put and agreed to, because it was only, was it one question or many questions?
One question. That's what I know. No, end of debate on top, on page 5. Then below that, you have questions put and agreed to. Not number 6. This is number. Are you following? Yes, Bernard, it was one question. Yes.
Yes, he's right. So instead of questions put, it should be question put.
Yeah.
Thank you. Any
yes, on the same page, on the 3 bills, you have consideration stage. Under that one, you have number 1. Consideration stage on the election bill should be elections. The bill is elections, not election. Thank you.
Honorable members, are you following? Elections bill 2021. Honorable member for Woolley is 2021, or was that amended? Or this was as it was prior to its amendment? Okay, so we leave it as it is. Yes, they supplied after the election, but it was not brought back. It was not tabled back. It was only they supplied, they resupplied. Yes, later on. Yes. Yes, member for Lower Salem.
Yes, Honorable Speaker. Yeah.
Honorable members, order. You are given the floor now. Is for the member for Lower Salem.
Yeah, he is right. 2019 was given 2021. Then later they print out 2022. That was the latest version that they give us.
Now, in any case, whether resupply or supply again, it was never retabled. It's the 2021 bill we are dealing with. Now that when we amend it after the consideration stage, it will become 2025 you propose? Yes, it will be then 2025. So now you either route in for 2025 or as it is until it is passed. Once it is passed and they are printing it, what will be on it will be 2025 Election Act. It will become the 2025 Elections Act. Any order on page 5? Member for Lower Salem, yes?
No, Honorable Speaker, we have already passed that because the title was voted and then 2025 was voted. Then put 2025.
Now, when you go to order, please, order, member for Lower Salem, when you ask question, you have to. Now, when we go to those questions on these clauses that were put, on the title, you will see, and it should be question put and agreed clause 1 stand as part of the bill, or clause 2, wherever it is. So it has been deemed to have been amended. So now when we finally approve the bill, it will become 2025 Elections Act. Any order on page 5? Page 6? Member for Central Badibu?
Page 6, last page. Continuation of the consideration. 7, question put and agreed to that clause 14 stands as part of the bill as amended. I think clause 14 was totally deleted. It was voted out, the whole clause. It was not amended. That's the diaspora. And put all their names, people who voted against it.
Honorable members, order please. Now on 7, on order please, if you want to take the floor, request it by show of tar. Member for Lower Florida West, if you want the floor, you can request by show of your tar. Now let me finish. When I finish, then I will give the floor to Supplementary, Olyundum, Lower Salem. Question put and agreed to clause 14 stand as part of the bill. Yeah, he's right, it was deleted. But honorable members, because it wasn't amended, it was deleted. So table office, they can take note. They will correct it. Member for Supplementary, then Olyundum to Upper Salem, Lower Salem.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. This is a different one. It's on a different paragraph. That's the last paragraph on adjournment. Are you the speaker? Are you the speaker?
Honorable member for Supplementary, please ignore them.
Thank you. I'm just asking me this, the speaker. On adjournment, at 12 minutes after 5 o'clock in the evening, the assembly was adjourned. I suggest it should be added because it's past tense. Instead of the assembly adjourned until Wednesday, 5th of March, 2025 at 10 a.m.
Yes, it's a matter of choice. It's a matter of choice. It's for the assembly to decide. The assembly adjourned or I think adjourned is, yes, adjourned is in past tense. It's more appropriate. I said all yundum to Lower Salum.
I was only trying to react to Member of Central Body to say, just for consistency purposes, we have never, listed names of people who voted either yes or no. But if not for that, we are not scared. You can put the names.
Member for Lower Salum, please, you have the floor.
Yes, Honorable Speaker, I also want to reiterate on the member for Olin, but then we are anchored our responsibilities that we are doing. But then again, if we are to do so, no problem to list all those names who voted for yes or no. But again, or again, we have to also underline this. And any member who behave unethical has to be said. This is a procedure that we have to do. Parliament is a procedure and process. And if Parliament agreed on something, not basically pointing fingers on a particular section, saying that these are the people, they said it's Parliament. But here, if you ask us to read our names on screen or on newspapers, we have no problem because it's a responsibility angle on our soldier. We have to do it. But also on ethical parliamentarians who also go around on social media giving us dirty names that we have to put on records. They don't vote for this constitution. They don't vote the election bill. And in fact, they don't put any meaningful argument in this process. Thank you very much.
Honorable members, that does it for clause 7. That does it for that. Any order on page, now let's, any order on page 6? Page 6, on what? No.
Page 6. No. I still have a concern. I want.
Please.
We talk. If you talk, we talk. No,
Order.
please.
Order, honorable members, order, please. No. No, Busumbala, no. Honorable members, please. Fonya Councillor, Lower Salem Central Body, please, order. Honorable members, it has been moved and seconded that, on what? On which page? Order, please.
House in order.
Order, please. Honorable members, please order. Thank you, I will. Please, honorable member for Busumbala, why are you standing? Honorable member for Busumbala, why are you standing? Okay, please go ahead. Use your mic, sir. Point of order. Can we hear that? Use your mic, sir.
Honorable Speaker, Order 29-4. Member for lower.
Read it, please, sir.
Wait. No, listen.
Honorable member for Pusumala.
I refer members to.
Wait. Honorable member for Pusumala, please ignore them. Go ahead, sir.
I refer members to Order 29.4, which state that it shall be out of order to use offensive and insultive language about members of this assembly. Honorable Speaker, member for Lower Salu made a remark here that unethical parliamentarians, I believe there is no unethical parliamentarian in this parliament here. All parliamentarians here are of person with ethics.
No, honorable member, you should not make a statement. No. When you no. Please, no, wait. Okay, thank you, sir. Sit down. No. You know, when you are on a point of order, you don't make a statement. You just say your point of order, and then that's it. You allow for ruling. No, you cannot clear area. This is not bush. We have no bushes here to clear. No. How can it clear as if we are in a clearing farm? No, honorable member, I have not, I've listened to the member for Lower Salem. I don't think he in fact said what you said. He is not out of order. He said,
issues.
He said,
issues here, you see?
Sit down.
Honorable Speaker, ask me what I say.
Honorable. Lower Salem, please. Order, honorable members. Honorable member for the councillor, please stop that. Member for Latikuna Sabiji, please. Honorable members, order. Allow me to make my ruling. You cannot be there and be here. What I said, what the member said, the member for Lower Salem, I am ruling that is not insulting or abusive language towards members. That's my ruling. Honorable members, Lower Salem, Oliundum, please. It has been moved and seconded that the record of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Tuesday, 4th March 2025 be approved with amendment. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. Clerk, we may proceed.
Question for oral answers.
Honorable members, as per order paper and order paper 41.1 of the standing orders, today is questions for oral answers. Furthermore, as a reminder, clause 43 of the standing orders limited supplementary questions to 7 in total, 2 for the honorable member asking the question and 5 among other members. Therefore, we will proceed with the honorable ministers scheduled today to give their oral answers. I thank you very much. Clerk, we may proceed.
Thank you. Questions for oral answers. The Honorable Attorney General and Minister for Justice.
Thank you. The Honorable Attorney General and Minister for Justice, you may proceed to take the podium. Questions for which due notices were given to the Honorable Attorney General and Minister for Justice by honorable members for oral reply. Question number 004 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Fonyi-Jaro.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I also thank the Honorable Minister. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Attorney General and Member for Justice, Minister for Justice inform this August Assembly if the Coalition 2016 under the leadership of His Excellency, the President Mr. Adama Barrow signed an agreement with the former President, His Excellency Professor Dr. Alhaji Yaya AJJ Jammeh Babili Mansa, including the ECOWAS, UN, and the AU for the access to Equatorial Guinea and what the agreement entails.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. The government is aware of a joint declaration issued on the 21st day of January 2017 by ECOWAS, African Union, and the United Nations on the political situation of the Gambia. The government is not aware of any agreement entered into by Coalition 2016 and the former President Jammeh. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Minister, I already have a printout from the ECOWAS website, which is dated 26 January 2017, a joint declaration by the ECOWAS, AU, and the UN on the political situation of the Islamic Republic of the Gambia, which has 14 points in the agreement. So, can you just clarify when you say there is no agreement made?
Honorable Speaker, that is a joint declaration. It's not an agreement. Yes. A declaration is different from an agreement.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. In the declaration that is made, was it protected or not protected?
I don't understand protected. What is protected? Honorable Speaker, I don't understand the question.
What I mean here, the declaration...
Honorable Member, please. You know you have exhausted your questions. You have exhausted your questions. Oh, Minister? No. Order, please. Order, honorable members. Order, please. Honorable Minister, did you hear his question or not?
No, I had the question, but I didn't understand it. So if he can explain, if I understand, I can answer. I didn't answer it because I don't understand the question.
You know, honorable members, order. So you know, honorable members, each member is entitled to 2 supplementary questions. Order, please. And he asked his 2 supplementary questions. The final one, the minister said he didn't understand what he meant by protection. So can you explain?
So what I mean, he said it was not an agreement, it was a declaration. The declaration was meant to facilitate something that the access of the president. We, ECOWAS, UN, and the AU, we are part of that declaration. And then it was a 14 points declaration that was made.
Honorable member, please ask what do you mean? What do you
No,
mean
he said he did not understand. I have to explain. I cannot just ask a question because the question he did not understand the question. So I have to explain.
Honorable member, you know you are here to ask questions. And he asks you to explain what you meant by protection. Don't read statements. Honorable member, please ask, can you please, let me give you last chance. What do you mean by protection? That's what he said.
whether the declaration was protected. Because a declaration was made, and then it has 14 points stating something that the government need to adhere to. So, and then we have seen that all these 14 points were all violated. So that's why I'm asking, why was it not protected?
AJ, he said whether the declaration was protected. Yeah, can we hear the point of order? Majority Leader.
Yes, Honorable Speaker, I take you back to 38 1C. It reads, a question shall not contain arguments, inferences, opinions, imputation, and the list goes on. The question that the member asked, I think, is asking for the opinion of the Honorable Minister regarding the declaration, whether it is protected or not. I think that would be an opinion for the Minister. It's an opinion, of course. It's an opinion. It's going to be an opinion of the Minister, yes. Huh? What kind of protection do you mean?
Now, put off your mic, sir. No, honorable members, order, please. Honorable members, order. What the member asked the Honorable Attorney General is protection, whether the declaration was protected. And the Minister said he doesn't understand what he meant by protection. Honorable Minister, you had him explain. Can you answer?
Yes. So the declaration was between ECOWAS, African Union, and UN. I work for Gambia government. I do not know how to protect that declaration.
Thank you. Member for Central, Badibu, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. Honorable Minister, if you have gone through this declaration, we want to be informed. We want to be informed when shall Gambia come to be prosecuted for the crimes that he has done to the Gambian people. If you have gone through the declaration, we want to be informed whether his prosecution is stated in the declaration, because he is wanted.
Attorney General, honorable members, please order that questions introducing new elements. Now, honorable members, order, please. Deputy Majority Leader, Deputy Majority Leader, there is a point of order. When I'm ruling, members should stop communicating. The member for Central Badibu's question is out of order. It introduces new element. The member for Lower Salem, you have the floor.
Honorable Speaker, I withdrew my question.
Thank you.
Yes. Good.
Member for the Councillor, you have the floor.
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, In the declaration, that is a 14 declaration that was sent, the 8th declaration talks about, or the 8th point talks about the seizure of his assets, belonging, family, and also supporters. In your capacity, have that been fulfilled?
Is your question?
I said, in the declaration that he has said, the 8th point in the declaration talks about protection of the former president against seizure of his assets, supporters, family. In your capacity, has that been fulfilled?
No, honorable member, you are out of order. No, you are out of order. You are out of order. Member for Latikunda Sabiji, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. Honorable Attorney General, I bow to you in humility. But I think declaration. Move your hand from your pocket.
Yeah, please. Latikunda Sabiji, go ahead.
Yes. Honorable Attorney General.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
Point of order.
Declaration.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable member for Latikunda Sabiji, there's a point of order.
Yes.
From the member for our Salem.
We don't, if we don't rule, better rule in here. Honorable Speaker, orders 43.4. A supplementary question shall not be in order if it introduces matters not included in the original questions and answers provided. Honorable Speaker, the question was an agreement. Now the members are asking for declarations. This question should be ruled out.
Order, honorable members. Order. Now, honorable member for Lower Salem, there have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 questions. I don't know which one you said is out of order.
Main question was asking for an agreement. Then the minister responded. Then there was a declaration. Now the entire question supplements are set in declarations. Then from that point, this question was also be ruled out because there was no agreement.
No,
Observation. Please.
no. The questions was on the agreement, and the answer stated that declaration. So it is included in the Attorney General's answer. It's the Attorney General who answered that he is aware of a declaration. No.
Can I clear this?
No. Now, Latikunda, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, illegally declaration mean parties have established their intention, the fact and position. Why?
Point of order.
Why is it not enforceable?
Point of order.
Because any declaration, the intention
Speaker, point of order.
established.
Point of order.
Is established.
Honorable member for Latikunda Sabi, there is point of order from the
Point
member
of
for
order
Jimara.
about what?
Member
Senior or listener, Walada.
Jimara, wait, please. Honorable members, if a member is asking a question, if you don't listen, allow him to finish. Then if you have any issues with that in respect of its being order or out of order, you know what to do. But you are shouting, howling as if you are in a bantaba. There's a point of order from the member for Jimara. Can we hear that?
Yes, thank you, Honorable Speaker. I raise on point of order 38 2. That states no speech shall be made by any member in asking a question, and no debate shall be permitted on any question. So this is a supplementary question. Honorable members should go straight to the question instead of laying foundation. No.
Order, honorable member. I didn't hear you are murmuring. I didn't hear you.
Okay, I am on point of order 38 2.
Mbata Jibe. Okay.
All right, yes. Yes, go ahead, please.
Okay. No speech shall be made by any member in asking a question, and no debate shall be permitted on any question. So, honorable member for Lantikunda Savidi. So,
Wait. Honorable member for order. Honorable member for
that is your habit here. You've been pointing at people here.
Jemma, take your seat.
Sit down.
Jemma, take your seat. Honorable member for Lantikunda Savage, please stop that. You see, you are standing. You are not asked to stand up. You are not even asked to stand up. Also. Honorable members, please order. Honorable member for Jimara, you are out of order. He's out of order. Is he holding a speech? Please, it's wasting time.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for that wonderful rule. Honorable Speaker, my question was, legally, a declaration contains the intention, fact, and position of the parties. So why is this not enforceable? That's my question.
I did not say it's not enforceable.
Member for Fonyi Bondale, you have the floor.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, was this declaration being respected by both parties involved?
Huh? Was that not asked and answered? Okay, Attorney General, please provide an answer.
On the face of the declaration, the Gambia is not a party. So I couldn't tell.
Question number 005 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Bakau.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, corruption is on the rise and unchecked by the ministry. Could the Honorable Attorney General and Minister for Justice inform this August Assembly on the status of the files received from the Office of the IGP with regard to prosecution of those found wanting of corruption?
Honorable Speaker, thank you. I thank the Honorable Member for raising this critical question regarding the rise of corruption and the status of cases referred to the Ministry of Justice by the Office of the Inspector General of Police. The government of the Gambia and indeed the Ministry of Justice takes the issue of corruption with utmost seriousness. Corruption undermines the rule of law, erodes public trust, and hampers socio-economic development. The Office of the IGP has been proactive in forwarding corruption-related cases to the Ministry of Justice for legal review and prosecution. Currently, there are 8 cases before the courts, all at various stages of trial. These cases involve allegations of embezzlement, bribery, abuse of office, and other forms of corrupt practices. The ministry is closely monitoring these cases to ensure they are prosecuted diligently and expeditiously. In addition to the cases already in the court, there are several other files at the legal opinion stage. At this stage, the ministry conducts thorough review of the evidence to determine whether the cases meet the threshold for prosecution. This process is critical to ensure that only viable cases proceed to court, as prosecuting weak cases risk wasting judicial resources and undermining public confidence in the justice system. Furthermore, some case files have been returned to the IGP for further investigations and evidence gathering. This is a standard practice in cases where evidence provided is insufficient to sustain prosecution. The ministry works closely with the IGP to provide guidance on specific areas requiring additional investigation to strengthen these cases. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much. As a ministry, what are you doing to make sure that the cases are fast-tracked in order to have justice?
Well, we are moving at a pace to the best of our ability based on the human resources and other resources available to the ministry. But you have to understand some of these things cannot be as fast as sometimes we want it. If we receive them, we have to evaluate the evidence properly. Some of this evidence can be voluminous, and these lawyers are busy going to court. At the same time, they have to also evaluate this evidence. If we see gaps too, we have to write to the police and tell them that we don't have sufficient evidence in the file, and we point out the areas that we have noticed gaps, and then they have to do further investigation. So we are doing what we can under the circumstances. Yes, probably we understand in the eyes of the public, they might think some of these things are taking long. But normally they have to take long in order to carefully gather the evidence and get the required evidence, the threshold that you need, both in terms of quantity and quality, if you have to succeed in court. Otherwise, we'll be going to court and be losing, and that is even far more risky because the people will lose confidence in the entire justice system, like I stated in the answer.
Continue.
Yes, thank you very much. Honorable Minister, you have given us possible causes of the delay in making rulings on land cases. But have you done, or your ministry done, any specific study or investigation as to exactly why these delays are causing? Because there may be other reasons why delays are being caused. Because some of the cases are almost 10 years in court now. Me personally know cases that are in court for more than 10 years, land cases.
Honorable Member for Woodley East, it's the same question. No, it's the same question. You are asking
investigation.
The parent question was why the delay?
Yes.
Why it takes so long? And now your second supplementary question is
whether he has done particular study to find out the
please
case.
sit down,
because he's just giving us possible cases.
Please, sir, you don't overlap when we speak. Allow me to finish, then you can come on. The question is why it takes so long. The delay, why the delay? And now you ask him again, why the delay? Have they not done any study? It's the same, sir. Please ask another question. Yes. No, that one is ruled out because it's repetition.
Honorable Minister, is your ministry, could your ministry encourage or initiate a special court for land cases, because they are the most numerous cases in courts? Can your ministry please do that?
Thank you. Yes, this is something that we could consider. Like I said, we are currently reviewing the land legislations and policies. So by the time this review is completed, one of the initiatives could be we could consider establishing a special land court, as we are considering the same for commercial courts, commercial cases.
Member for Central Badebo, you have the floor.
Thank you. Honorable Minister, don't you think lack of implementation or establishment of land commission is also a leading factor to this delay in the courts or land cases? No, it's not an opinion. I said.
Honorable members, please. Honorable member of Central Badebo, can you repeat your question, please, sir?
I said my question is lack of establishment of land commission. Could that not be a factor that also hinder the cases of lands in the country?
I may not be able to comment on the land commission matter. I'm not the competent ministry. Land commission is under the Ministry of Land, so I will leave that answer for the Minister of Lands.
Member for Baka, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, I and many other governments lacks confidence in your ministry when it comes to court cases.
No, Honorable. Honorable members, you remember your standing orders, please. You cannot make a statement that you cannot substantiate.
I'm coming up.
No. Take your seat. I will allow you. Honorable members, please read your standing orders. You cannot make an inference or a statement that you cannot substantiate. This member just make that point of order here. You are out of order, honorable member. You cannot speak on behalf of you and many Gambian others. Who are those? Can you substantiate that? That is not possible. You cannot do that. No. You are out of order. No.
Speaker,
he's out of order. Honorable, read your standing orders. You cannot ask a question or make a statement that you cannot substantiate. And he said, I and many other Gambians. Who are those many Gambians? How many of them? Can he substantiate it?
Honorable Speaker.
No, please don't use your mic, sir. No, don't use your mic, please.
Honorable Speaker.
Put off that. No, don't use your mic, sir. No. He can only ask me to, on my own discretion, to allow him to ask another question, but that question is out of order. He cannot stand here and tell us the names and addresses and contact numbers of all those Gambians who he have engaged and told him that no.
My family is part of those Gambians.
Who is that? No, I was trying to be at your mercy to give you another chance, and you are abusing that. You cannot use the mic without leave of the speaker. Honorable members, please, you cannot do that. No, that is not correct. Member of Brikama South, you have the floor.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, the prolonged time frame of land cases are mostly affected by the land legislation and policies. Are you in any way trying to engage with the Ministry of Local Government to fast-track the land policy issues so that the volume of cases that are land-related can be minimized from the court?
You see, honorable members, you see, sometimes we want to delay our time. You're talking about land policies and land legislation, and land policies under the docket of the Minister of Land and Regional Government. This is the Minister of Justice. You know that when you are out of order.
Honorable Speaker, he made mention of...
Land policy. No. Land policy. Even if he had mentioned about land policy is not under his jurisdiction. Okay, can you repeat your question? Can you repeat your question?
My question is, prolonged time frame of land cases are mostly affected by the absence of land policies and land legislation. Is he prepared to engage the Ministry of Local Government to fast-track the policy so that it can minimize the volume of land cases at the courts?
Point of order.
There is point of order from the member for Central Body.
Yes, 43, supplementary 43, supplementary question 43.1. Supplementary questions may be put for the purpose of elucidating an oral answer. Yes, so minister in his response made something. This is oral. In his oral answer, a member raised a question out of it. So you cannot call it out of order.
Now, who is the sole judge of those supplementary questions? Answer that. The question, who is the sole judge of those questions? You are out of order. Member for Same, you have the floor.
Honorable Speaker, my question is
very much.
allow the minister to respond.
Thank you very much. No, control your house before I start talking. Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. Honorable Minister, as saying goes, justice delayed, justice denied. There are a lot of land cases. And those who knows about those land cases, most of those people, they pass away. What is your ministry going to do to settle those long land cases in the communities?
First, I think it's important we understand, unless a land matter involves the state, most of these land disputes are private in nature. So the Aegis Chambers is not a party to most of these land disputes. However, the Ministry of Justice is our responsibility to ensure that the judicial system operates in such a way that when parties have their dispute, when they go, they have access, number one, and also justice is delivered in a reasonably fast pace for their disputes to be resolved. But some of the questions are presented to me as if the government is a party. But we need to remember that government is not necessarily a party to most of these cases. There are private disputes like private commercial disputes or private contract disputes that go to court. Our responsibility as government is to make sure that the wheels of the justice system or the judicial system is running in a smooth way to make sure that the parties, they get their verdict as reasonable, within a reasonable time, and their disputes are settled. To that extent, I have said it in my answer, we are increasing our investment in the judiciary through case management system, through capacity building, through digitalization, to make sure that the services of the judiciary to the public is done in such a way that when public, they get their own disputes and they approach the court, whether it's land, whether it's commercial, whether it's any other kind of dispute, judiciary is able to deal with their disputes and deliver a verdict for them within a reasonable time. However, you made a quote, justice delayed is justice denied. But we cannot also do justice in a speedy way at the expense of justice itself. So some of these things, by the natural characteristics of the cases themselves, they require time for them to be resolved. But we are very concerned. I've said it in my answer. We are aware of the challenges, the concerns of the public. We will do everything possible that the judicial services are responsive to the expectations of the public.
Member for Latikunda Sabaji, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, you mentioned the complexities around land usage and ownership, and 80% of litigation before our courts are land issues. Do you advise the Ministry of Local Government and Land, as the Chief Legal Advisor of the government, to simplify land leasing processes, so that that's going to minimize land administrators in this country? It's only Minister of Lands that's going to be a land administrator. Alcalos and other things, you'll be leasing your land and Alcalo will give a customary title to 2 or 3 people when you are doing your land leasing process. Do you advise the Ministry of Local Government on that? Thank you.
It's about delay in land cases, delivering judgment on land cases. And now, and now you are talking about the administrative aspect of land, talking about leasing of land, the process of land leasing. No, Honorable. If you want to know the process and processes of land leasing or all that you're talking about, the Minister of Land is responsible. No. It's out of order. Question number 008 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Serekunda West.
Honorable Speaker, for procedural.
Honorable, you are out of order.
Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Attorney General and Minister for Justice inform this August Assembly?
Sir, you are not audible.
I'm not. Okay, maybe it's because of the fast. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Attorney General and Minister for Justice inform this August Assembly as to what is still holding the balance of payment of reparation to victims since the close of the TRRC findings?
Honorable Speaker, following the conclusion of the TRRC, the government of the Gambia accepted recommendations, all recommendations relating to reparations. A policy decision was reached to set up an independent body that will be charged with the responsibility to assess and issue reparations. This policy was subsequently transformed into legislation, that is the Victims Reparations Act of 2023. The Victims Reparation Act established Reparations Commission. The Commission is an independent body that will independently administer reparations. It will reassess all monetary reparations initially assessed by the TRRC with an aim to improving it and bringing it in line with best practices. The recruitment of 7 commissioners has been successfully carried out, and their tenure will commence next month, April 1st, 2025. The government has included sum of $20 million in the 2025 annual revenue and estimates. The proceeds of the sale of former president's property in Potomac, USA, will also be repatriated straight into the Victims Fund. These sums will start as the initial funds for the Victims Reparation Fund, soon to be established. Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister inform us, because when the first payments were made, there was no immediate plan of setting up the reparation commission. And the victims were promised that their balances would be paid. In fact, some of them, only a pittance was given to them. Why is the payment of the said balances now is tied to this commission?
So the mandate of the TRRC was to do interim reparation, and that was tied to the mandate of the TRRC. So as soon as TRRC completed their mandate and they dissolved, that mandate is gone with it. Now it is for government to take over from where TRRC stopped. And government is not competent. We don't have the capacity and the expertise to administer reparation. Therefore, we suspended reparation matters until a competent institution is created that will take over from where TRRC stopped. So that is the explanation why no further payments were done from the time the TRRC stopped up to now. We are equally concerned about the affairs of the victims, and we are expediting this hopefully by, like I said, 1st of April, the commission will be up and running. Their offices have been secured, furniture, and then appointment letters have already been signed. I've signed all the appointment letters. So by the 1st of April, they will hit the ground running. We hope very soon they will start their work once they put their house in order.
No further question, Honorable Speaker.
Member for Central, but you have the floor.
Honorable Speaker, this is very disappointing, hearing the minister saying that when TRC mandate finishes, they don't have the expertise to continue giving these people reparation. And it should be borne in mind that most of these people are going to the grave. Do you have a mechanism how to pay their families?
So victims who are entitled to compensation, this is deemed to have already accrued. So even if there are no more, their estates will receive these benefits. But I still maintain that it is not the competence of government to administer reparations. In fact, I think 2022 or 2023, one of these 2 years, I cannot remember clearly, government had even allocated funds for reparation. We invited the victims, if they can put in a mechanism in place to agree with government, a mechanism that government can trust. We were willing to issue the money out. But that money lapsed for that budget year because we were not able to have a mechanism, and we cannot administer reparation as a government. It's not our area of expertise.
Member for Latrikunda, member for Supplementary.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, you've made mention of the 20 million that government is planning to allocate for the reparation. Out of this 20 million, how many people, how many victims will benefit out of the amount? Thank you.
So it is the commission, once they start work, like you hear in the answer, they will do a reassessment and they will start developing the victims database. But part of their function is to come up with another compensation mechanism based on best practice. And based on that mechanism, then they will apportion the resources. But one thing I can assure you is the commission had a 5-year mandate. And during these 5 years, every year there will be an allocation towards this fund. And we expect hopefully partners too will contribute to the fund. So I would not be able to know how many, but once they get the fund, another money is coming from the US. They will use that towards the end of the year. And next year, the fund will be, it will be replenished annually, so that they continue administering until when we hope within 5 years they will be able to complete their task. If not, then we will work towards having them an extension.
Member for Busumbara, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister, we understand that some victims benefited from reparation from TRRC, and some of these victims are no more. What will be their fate?
So, based on the policy position of the ministry, the commission will do a reassessment. They are not bound by the assessment made by the TRRC. So the quantum of compensation per victim will be reassessed. Let me put this into context. Let's say loss of life. I'm not too sure if I'm getting it right, but I think the TRRC put the compensation for loss of life at 1 million. But the Victims Commission is not bound by that. If the Victims Commission does their reassessment and believe that loss of life should be compensated by more than $1 million, those who already received $1 million will now be entitled to the difference, if you understand what I'm saying. So a reassessment will be done, which we don't dictate. The Commission will use international best practice. They will use other instruments until they reassess the compensation package to what they think is reasonable and what is international best standard. And based on that, those who are already paid, if what they have been paid is sufficient, then case closed, they will not be paid again. But if there is a difference between the new assessment and the assessment done by the TRRC, then they'll be entitled to the difference. And those who have not been paid at all, then will be paid fresh.
The member for Kiang West, you have the floor.
Honorable Minister, I had wanted to ask about the partly payment of those who receive payments partly. If there are victims who had received some payments and were promised to be paid the remaining balances, to be paid to them, and why the delay of that payment, if there was any of such?
You still want me to answer, or you are satisfied with the previous answer?
Was that that was asked and answered?
Okay. Now, if you receive part payment, and you are receiving whether you are promised or not, like I said, a victim's database will be rebuilt, and anybody on that database will be assessed. If you have received part payment, you will get the balance. If you have not been paid at all, then you will be paid afresh.
Member for Janjambure, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, and thank you, Honorable Minister. I think we need a bit of clarification here. Clarification in a sense. We know the TRRC, after their work, they have submitted a white paper. And hearing from your response, you said there should be another reassessment of the victims. What will be the point of establishing the TRRC and the white paper submitted? What would be the value of it?
So the first clarification that you probably need is the white paper was not issued by TRRC. The white paper was issued by government in response to TRRC recommendations. So that's the first difference you probably need to appreciate. Now, I only have to repeat myself. The TRRC had an ad hoc mandate to look at for a period, and that ended. They did, in their mandate, they had interim reparation. That is, while they are doing their work, they can administer some reparations. So they have developed a victims database based on people who appeared before them. But I think I have said it in this floor before. Being a victim is not determined by who appeared before the TRRC and who did not appear before the TRRC. There are so many people who are victims who never appeared before the TRRC. So that is why we are saying the new commission will have to do a reassessment. There are so many victims out there who never reported themselves to the TRRC. Sometimes for personal reasons, they choose not to even approach the TRRC. So this commission will have the opportunity of creating a new database. Of course, those that are already listed by TRRC will be incorporated automatically, but the door is still open for those who have not appeared before the TRRC to approach the commission. Once they meet the threshold of being considered a victim, they will be included in the victims database, and then they will be entitled to reparations. But what TRRC has paid, if it is sufficient, then that is fine. If it is not sufficient, the new assessment will pay the difference. That is all. So their work is recognized. It's not that we didn't recognize their work, but a reassessment will be done.
Question number 009 of 2025 by the Honorable Member Fufoni Bintang Karanai. He authorized the Member Fufoni Jarol to read on his behalf.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Attorney General and Minister for Justice inform this August Assembly if Hamsa Barracks, formerly a hotel, has been sold for 1.2 million following the Janet Commission?
Honorable Speaker, it is my information that sometime in 2019, that was before I assumed office, the Hamza Barracks was among the properties that were auctioned to be sold. But when this was brought to the knowledge of His Excellency the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, he directed the sale to be aborted. Therefore, the Hamza Barrack has not been sold. It has been retained to be used by members of the Gambia Armed Forces, and there are no plans to sell the said property.
Thank you. No further question.
The member for Bakau, you have the floor. Member for Bakau, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, did you find out with the President why he stopped selling the said property?
I did not.
Member for Kiang West, you have the floor.
Honorable Minister, these were recommended to be sold for state to benefit from. What is the ownership of that property now? How can you, oh my goodness, how can members of parliament behave this?
I was waiting for you people. Honorable members, please. And I think we all heard what the member for Latikunda Sabi said. He said it is good to achieve higher education so that you don't disrupt this proceeding you behave. Now we are asking him. You heard
Point of order.
We will ask him if he has.
Point of order.
Huh?
Point of order.
There's point of order by the member of Central Body.
Yes. Honorable Speaker, under 17, behavior of members. F, while a member is speaking, all members shall be silent and shall not make unseemly interruption. When a member of Kiang West was speaking, another member of Lower Salu was continuously interrupting him. Unnecessary noise. And you should be matured now.
Honorable members, please order sustain. He's right. And I wish himself act in that manner and in accordance to that order. You see, honorable members, the order that you wanted me to sustain now is being violated by Opasalo and Wuli is. Honorable Minister, certainly that question was really answered, but please provide answer to it. Attorney General, please go ahead. Attorney General, please provide answer.
The Hamza Barracks is among the forfeited properties to the state.
Member for Woolly East. Woolly East, please. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Speaker. The Honorable Minister said that the Hamza Barracks was listed for sale, but it's the President who stopped it. Now he's also said it is forfeited to the state. Is it that all the properties were forfeited to the state so that the state sells them and decide what they should do, or there are some that are forfeited to the state and there are some that are listed for sale for the process too?
No, so the commission recommended for certain properties to be forfeited. Now, when the government issued a white paper and accepted those recommendations, by operation of law, they are forfeited. So among those forfeited properties, there is a committee that is responsible of those forfeited properties. The committee reviewed the list of properties that are forfeited and decided which ones are to be sold and which ones are to be retained for state use. So this one was listed initially listed to be sold, but the decision was made not to sell it, but retain it to be used by the state. And that's why the soldiers are still occupying it.
That's clear, Asta.
Member for, how many questions do we have? Member for Supplementary, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, looking at Hamza Barracks, which is definitely retained by the government.
Can you please repeat your question, ma'am?
I said looking at Hamza Barracks, which is definitely retained by the government for the army as for an army barracks. What stops the government from having renovation so that the people residing at that place can be properly received? Thank you.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Honorable Speaker, National Assembly proceedings are rooted in confidence. No, I'm confident.
Honorable Speaker, I never call myself barrister. Okay.
No, wait.
Oh?
Speaker, you don't have control over your house, so I will step in.
Yeah.
Honorable members, please order. Honorable members, someone raised it here earlier on, the member for Central Badibu, and who else, about when members are speaking, we should not interrupt them. And we should always maintain the dignity and decorum of Parliament. And of course, earlier on, the member for Atikunda Saviji questioned, and he said, it's good that people have higher education so that they will comport themselves, they will not interrupt Parliament proceeding, they will not put on their mics without leave of the Speaker. Most of you people, those that member for Lower Salum, the member for Latikuna Sabiji and Central Badibu, and Ken West, my friend. They are fond of doing that. Even now, the member for Latikuna Sabiji, what he did just now, it was also out of order. Please, let's allow decorum, honorable members. Member for Lower Salem, please, please. Thank you very much, Honorable Attorney General and Minister for Justice, for those answers provided to this August Assembly. Thank you. Clerk, we may proceed.
Thank you. Question for oral answers continues. Question for oral answers by the Honorable Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs, you may take the podium.
Speaker, I have an observation, please.
Yeah, please put off your mic, sir. Observing who? Yes, please, go ahead.
Thank you. Honorable Speaker, I just want to bring to your attention on Section 42, that is on the standing orders, oral questions and procedures. If you look at 42.2 and A, you will realize that over the past, I would say since for me I came into Parliament, there is no instance that we receive answers that emerge from ministers as per the questions that we send. And reflecting on the standing order, you will realize that that should be something that the table office should be serving us in order to prepare ourselves before sittings. Thank you. In written form, yes.
Honorable Member, for Janjambure, I'm not sure if on point of order or what, but you raise a pertinent issue, but it is, can you read it again? Or let me read it to you. If the member is not present to ask his or her question when the minister's name is called, when the member's name is called, and unless he or she has notified the speaker before the start of questions to the vice president or the relevant minister, his or her desire to postpone the question or has authorized another member to read the question on his or her behalf, the vice president, the minister, or the member answering on behalf of the assembly authority shall cause an answer in writing. I don't know what you meant by this. It's referring to the member. No, please, honorable member. Questions for which? Yeah. What? 40? 40 what?
No, 42.
It's on section 42. 42 2A, to be provided to the member within 2 clear working days from the date on which it was scheduled to be answered. If the member who asks a question and is not present, when you authorize, they will read on your behalf. If you don't authorize, you want the answer to be provided to you within 2 days. That's what it meant. And also, please don't put off your mic, don't speak to your mic if you are not given the authority. And this is a question for oral answers, not question for written answers. Members should know about it as well. No. Questions for which due notices were given to the Honorable Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs by honorable members for oral reply. Question number 047 of 2025 by the honorable member for Upper Salu.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the National Development Plan 2023 to 2027, dubbed the Yiriwa, has entered its second year. Could the Honorable Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs give this August Assembly an update on the achievements and the challenges encountered during this period, specifically on Pillar 3, which is the macroeconomic stability and growth?
Good afternoon, Honorable Speaker and members of the August Assembly. The response to the relevant question reads as follows. The Gambian economy sustained strong growth in 2023 despite the high inflationary and exchange rate pressures. The GDP was estimated to have grown by 5.3%. That is 12.4% of the GDP in 2023, reflecting an overperformance of 22% year on year. Both tax and non-tax revenue collections contributed to the increase in domestic resource collection. The estimated domestic revenue for the fiscal year amounted to 17.3, but the actual outturn outweighed the projection by 6.7%. The budget deficit, including grants, improved significantly by 36% from a deficit of 6.9 billion, that's 5.7% of the GDP in 2022, to a deficit of 4.4%, that's 3.1% of the GDP in the same period of 2023. The huge reduction in the deficit was due to the large grant disbursement received by the government towards the end of the year. The public debt as a percentage of the GDP threshold as of end of December 2023 was missed in contrast to the last year when it was on track. Headline inflation remained persistently elevated during 2023, reaching a decade high of 18.5% in September 2023 before gradually sliding down and ending the year at 17.4%. The targets on the net domestic borrowing as a share of the GDP and the central bank financing of the fiscal deficit were met at the end of 2023 due to higher than expected grant disbursement. That's the response.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, thank you very much. Now, it seems the report that you are giving us is 2023 compared to 2020.
By the Honorable Member of Upper Salu.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, environment, which is a tool in public finance management and provided for in the Public Finance Act 2014, but has its implications on budget management. Could the Honorable Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs inform this August Assembly the number of environments done by each budget entity and the value in 2023 and 2024 budget cycles?
Honorable Speaker and Honorable Member for Upper Salu, the response is a tabular form which gives the environment. I hope our response has been circulated. If not, yes. Okay. The total environment to and from for 2023 was 7.557 billion from and to 7.55 billion. In 2024, the total is 6.06 billion, and in from and to 6.06 billion. Those are the numbers, and the individual sectors are mentioned as in the by the budget entity, with the detailed tabular response has, ranging from the OP, National Assembly, Judiciary, IEC, PSC, National Audit Office, Ministry of Defense, Ministry of Interior, Tourism, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Justice, Ministry of Finance, Pensions, Ombudsman, Centralized Services, Local Government, Agriculture, Transport, Trade, MOPSI, Health, Youth and Sports, Environment, Information Services, Fisheries, Higher Education, Petroleum, Women and Children Affairs, Human Rights Commission, Ministry of Digital Affairs, Public Service Commission, and Debt Services. These are the relevant business entities that have had environments in 2023. Thank you.
Yes, can you give us the number of transactions, for example, in cumulative?
Is the value of the transactions we've indicated, not the number. Like, for example, for the Ministry of, for the National Assembly, we have 37 million amounts credited from, and you have 12 million that is debit to, and over or under environment is 23 million. So that's how the report is structured, not by number of times.
Actually, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Yes, because the question actually is asking for the number. Because when you say the National Assembly actually has done environment of an amount of money, there must be a number attached to it. Because environment is not done every day. Maybe if the Parliament actually has done once or twice during the course of the year, the report should be able to tell us, and that's exactly what I was asking for.
The report, environment report that was collated from the IFMIS system was queried on the basis of numbers, but we can ask the report to be repositioned to also indicate the number of transactions. Because...
Yes. We have one more? Yes, because what I'm requesting for is the number of...
You have exhausted.
No.
No, yes, exhausted.
Because... No.
Are you people the speaker?
No. The question is not answered. The question is not answered. The question is not answered.
He exhausted his two questions.
He has not answered the question.
Well, but he has.
No, I'm just saying what I've asked for in this paper is not what he's giving us.
No, but sit down.
Yes.
The member is entitled to two supplementary questions. Whether it's answered on your way or not, the minister have answered. And he has asked his two supplementary questions. You're telling me no. But please go ahead. Let me hear you.
No, what I'm saying is I'm not asking a supplementary question. What I'm asking you is the question that the minister has answered is not what I asked for. I'm just calling that to your attention. Exactly.
The question that you asked the minister, he have not answered that. In your supplementary.
No. You see, let me read the question again. You understand?
The supplementary or the substantive question?
The substance of the question.
He have answered and finished, but he has not answered what you asking.
Exactly. He just gave half answer. There is something remaining that he is saying he can give us that later on. So what I'm just saying is he can provide those answers because it's not fully answered. He can provide with those numbers. Because what I asked for is the transaction number and the volume, which is the value. What he gave is the value. The transaction number is not given by BE. And what I'm asking for is the value by BE and the transaction by BE at the same time.
Honorable
Okay? And I know the reason why I'm asking this question. So if it has to be done by manually,
Honorable, please take your seat, sir.
Okay.
No, I agree. You know why you asked the question, because you want answers and these things. We have rule of procedures and guided by outstanding orders. You've asked the substantive question. He answered. You asked two supplementary questions. Wait.
Honorable Speaker, we are missing the point. What I asked for and what is responded to is not the same. My question is still not answered. And we are missing that point. You are missing that point. Read the question again. You don't understand what I'm asking for.
No, I agree with you. You said it was his answer provided more or less only half answer. You said the other thing is not what you asked for. And you made a follow-up to supplementary. Wait, you had two opportunities. Two opportunities. Whether he answered your question or not, you had two opportunities to put it to him and to the floor, which you did. And he responded, no, first that was your third time. Now you want to go in for fourth time. Now coming in. Now the minister also said he will provide that. Again, you want to clarify. So now it becomes debate instead of question and answer session. Minister, Honorable, you
are the judge. I'm okay with it. What I'm just saying is my question is not answered. So you are the judge now. You make a ruling on that.
No, I agree. You said it is not answered. And the minister said they will provide. So minister, please provide that.
Certainly, we will, as I have responded, but it will take time. So it will be a couple of weeks before we can, because we have more than 30 business entities. And for each entity throughout the year, it means all the transactions. So it requires a lot of work, and my team will work on that. Thank you.
You know that's the area of oversight, so he knows.
Yes, I know, because these are statements you write on SQL. So you doesn't really need to take even a day to do. So that's why I'm certain.
Environment, some budget was not financially allocated to them. So with regards to environment, were these various institutions informed before via the amount? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker and Honorable Member for Supplementary. Yes, ideally, sectors must and should be consulted prior to environment. But in certain exigency of transactions, how do we finance that? And in such instances, we have no option but to via from budget balances that can accommodate the transaction. Thank you.
Thank you. Member for Woolly East, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the amount mentioned by the Honorable Minister seems to be on a very high raise. It's about 6 billion. You talk about 7 billion in some cases. Is that not what percentage of the budget is being paid in 2023 and 2024?
Okay, I have to do the computation of are required will be when you are varying from one head or ministry into another. But in a number of instances, these environments are at the request of sectors where they will move from one expenditure category to another. So that's how it happened.
Member for Kiang West, you have the floor. Member for Lower Fuladu West? Withdrawn. Member for Lower Salem?
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Minister, it is legal to make environment.
The Public Finance Act make provisions for this, and we are acting in accordance
Honorable
with
Minister,
that. Thank you.
Honorable Minister, there is point of order. But by the member for Kiang West. Honorable member for Kiang West. Honorable member for Kiang West, you are on point of order. Give us the order number.
He didn't ask a question. We are on question and answer.
Honorable.
And
Five exhausted. Question number 049 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Upper Salo.
Honorable Speaker, when Keystone Bank was taken over by the Central Bank of the Gambia, their assets were split into toxic and non-toxic assets, and the toxic assets were given to the MRC for recovery. Could the Honorable Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs provide this August Assembly a detailed information with regards to persons and institutions who have been paid so far on the outstanding at the end of December 2024?
618 debtors totaling $665,840,802 butroots, out of which $81,752,918 12 butroots was recovered by December 2024, leaving a balance of $584,087,884. There is a detailed attachment
In fact, he said the budget line and average what they provide daily is 50,000, and that 50,000 is not even the only, it's not, the entire 50,000 is not used for the feeding of the president, but there are other expenditures around that. He has answered that question. No, he have answered it clearly. No. Because we cannot allow members who are not attentive to be dragging us back. Every member will say, what he said, I didn't hear, let him repeat it. Then we'll be here until doomsday. We won't progress. No, 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 no.
Honorable Speaker, the government white paper on the Journey Commission finds result in the forfeit forfeiture of Mr. Musa's property to the state for sale.
Honorable Speaker, following the conclusion of the work of the Journey Commission, the Ministry of Justice was responsible for the recovery of the assets of the former president and his close associates. For this reason, I advise that this matter be redirected to the
No, 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 he doesn't have a supplementary.
No, Honorable Speaker, it's a question. It is about money. The finance minister, is the custodian ministry that is responsible of receiving government monies. This is not.
On this matter, the minister can only tell us money that are paid to the consolidated fund, but this one is asking whether Tariq have paid. So the ideal answer to this question is the Minister of Justice, and we cannot be following each other. We cannot.
I want to ask you a question. Can I ask you a question? Honorable member for Please raise your tag when you want to speak. And Lower Salem and and all the members. No, Dankugu and lawful. Whole idea is about but it revolves around the Jane Commission. And the Honorable Minister is insisting that it redirected to under to the Attorney General, under whose it is left at that. Because it's about the decision of the Janet Commission and the decision of the Janet Commissions, the F4 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Janjam.
In the 2024 budget meant to directly impact our constituencies.
Due to the liquidity request was delayed pending the receipt of budget support from our development
really affected. My question is the payment affected is Honorable Minister, will you be surprised?
has been indicted. Can I proceed?
Yeah, please go. Please go ahead.
Minister, this house is house of record. No, we want
focus on their 3 jobs and forget about this consequence allowance. Do you have any plan to suggest to the Assembly?
Member for Fonye Councillor, you have the floor.
yes. Thank you very much, Honorable. Minister.
Okay, I can repeat myself. We said, we read that
Honorable members. Order, please. Honorable She cannot ask another new question. No. No. Member Puli. Is you have the floor.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Minister. Assist transport allowance. Week is less than 300.
Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister perform the Gambia Supreme Islamic Council and Christian Council's request and institutionalized salaries for Speaker, with the 2020 and the cost of debts while financing our to manage the debt servicing and create more fiscal space for productive and social sectors. The government is only borrowing funds
For the post on the U.S. system, actions regarding which of them, debt or U.S. robustly enhancing our domestic resource mobilization,
in court for the celebration.
how the sector spend it, the detailed expenditures at the sector level. Thank you.
Money. Was there any
answers provided? The question asked and talks about services. Is tendering the member for
My role is not impact assessment, it's allocation of resources. with the list of expenditures. I cannot give
Question number 05. Yeah. Of delegation. Affairs for those answers. Provided, Honorable Minister, you may leave now. Media and Broadcasting Services for oral reply.
For stroke zero 166 dated 20. As per every quarter. Thank you.
representing 50% of the contract. Honorable Speaker,
Regarding the source of funding,
as the allocation.
we terminated the contract. Yes. Time I stood here, I made it very clear that the office is always willing to provide that information. That's what we can show that we've made the payments.
Member for Kiang West. You have
that process was taken back to
The Honorable
Honorable
Speaker, as I the authority, negotiations are summarized and recorded in the prescribed
repeat and read clearly. That's not bad. Let's not argue.
dwelt on the negotiation of This has not been done. I'm asking the office's continuity.
Please. Honorable member for Kiang West, you cannot use on my. Behind the corner, you don't have to respond. You only speak when I. You 5 supplementary questions each. One around the answer.
Yes, on the speaker's judicial questions. You see, Honorable Speaker, sometimes we have to help one another. Orders, or is in any way an abuse of the right of question, he or she may die.
You cannot be interrupting and talking to people. Order, please. It cannot be substantiated.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Uh,
The answer to that.
The Honorable Minister tell us.
Thank you, Honorable Minister for Interior. You may given to the Honorable Minister for Interior by Honorable members for oral reply.
What measures his ministry has taken to curb
and upholding the rule of law. For safer country.
as you
So those who need to be armed are armed. So, but efforts
community is not aware. of the policy.
Compounds. When they steal, they take it to compound.
Thank you. Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very
Member for Atikunda Sabiji, you have the floor.
Yeah, thank
Minutes of
having printing everywhere in the regions.
I mean, our citizen who
no, honorable member. You are out of order.
King, you have plans for
soon.
And in most countries, it's like that. Even in America, if you
Speaker. Critical role in revenue collection.
so government is allocating a kind of money budget for this.
Look at the question proper. It says
All the 6 institutions that are under my purview. Are in the act of very
is talking about immigration. Engage the government for that.
I want to thank you on behalf of members